How's it going, guys? My name is Helmsy. Thank you for joining me today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna explain some arenas, some skirmishes rather, on the Outlaw Rogue. So, in this first matchup, all we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on the mage being CC'd and the warrior getting just blown up. We're gonna try and delete the warrior as quick as we can, just because the mage can kite us. Now, at the beginning, if you saw, I did have the mage as my focus, and as soon as he goes invisible, I lost him completely, and I didn't realize this, and it will actually cause me to make a few mistakes in the future, and I don't even think I set him as my focus in the future. I think I actually switched to him manually to CC him, which is a big mistake. So like right now, I should immediately be setting him to my focus, and here's where we see our first mistake, is where I'm trying to sap him so that we can open up on the warrior, and it's not working. But he does end up seeing me, and he blows 2 cooldowns because of it. 1, Frost Nova. 2, here comes the Cone of Cold out to the side, right there, Cone of Cold. So he blew 2 of them. So my partner actually saps him, and then we both open up on the warrior. Now, what we're trying to do right now is we're just trying to keep the other guy CC'd. He trinkets here in just a second, I believe. Oh no, it runs out. So there's a full kidney on him. He trinketed that. There's a silence on him. Now, I accidentally used my blind on the warrior because, again, I don't have a CC, or I don't have a focus target on him. So here in a second, you'll see me turn around after this terrible burst. I bursted as soon as he did whirlwind, so I took a ton of unnecessary damage. But I tried to focus him right here and do it between the eyes, and then I switch and between the eyes him. Which I don't think he trinkets. Did he trinket that? No, I don't think he trinketed that. So I'm going to try and get some easy damage off, and then I'm going to rotate over, and then I realize that he's dead. He blinks away. I need to get a re-stealth because I'm at about half health. He tries to pick up some Icy Veins procs or some Fingers of Frost on me. My partner goes out to take care of him, so I sap him to try and get a re-stealth. As this guy comes over to try and freeze me, I'm going to take my place behind here. As soon as the elemental comes up, I get a re-stealth. And then we're going to go over here. I'm going to wait until after he blinks to open so that he has to force the block, or so that it forces the block. He blocks. I'm at half health. My other guy's going to get a re-stealth. I'm going to switch over to his pet just because why not. He's going to unstealth freeze me, and then I'm going to start shooting him with a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, so there's between the eyes, and here comes a bunch of pistol shots until I'm unrooted. And then we pretty much just kind of track this guy down and kill him pretty quickly. Interrupt the sheep, big damage, and if you'll notice, I do have my crit buff up, so I did kill him quickly with that 56k. Anyway, here it is in full speed. I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet so you guys can watch it. Alright, so in this next one, we actually are going against a Warlock and a DK. Now, anytime you go against a Warlock, especially pre-patch, like right now, you want to CC the Warlock and kill whatever else it is. It does not matter what it is, because Warlocks are almost impossible to kill right now. And DK still put out a decent amount of damage. So here's what we're going to do here is we're trying to find the perfect setup so that we can sap the lock for the full 9 seconds and then open on the DK. Now, the DK puts up Death and Decay, and so we have to wait for it to run out. As it runs out here, we sap the lock and open. Now, what we're hoping for is that the trinket comes out of the lock pretty soon, and as it turns out, it doesn't. So we sap into a full blind. The blind actually stays up while we're destroying this DK here. And then we followed up, I believe, by a silence. So I go ahead and burst, and this pretty much finishes off the DK. And as soon as we kill the DK, I incapacitate the lock, pop adrenaline rush, and then we pretty much just go hard on the lock and kill him. We didn't have to pop very many cooldowns. I still have repost. I still have my healing vial. I still have vanish and cloak, and all of that stuff. So this was a really well played battleground, and I think they made some mistakes, but nonetheless we had a lot of good control. Alright, so in this one what we're faced with is going to be a lot of burst potential. So what we have to do is we pretty much have to get out the druid, and our plan is to search for the druid, find the druid, sap the druid, open up on the warrior. Now you'll notice, and I'll explain it a little bit more whenever we get there, we mess up. And that's the only reason that I actually added this one. It's not a great clip. It's a lot more face roll than I'd like it to be, with a little bit of CC thrown in there. But here in a second, it's gonna flip over, and you're gonna see us catch the druid out of stealth. It's at the end of this ramp on the right up here. And also another good tip is whenever you're running with another rogue, in this case, you want to stay close so that you have so that if see, he missed him, I got him. That's why. So in this case, he should be running over there to open, and technically so should I, but I'm staying here to sap him. Now what I don't understand why is he trinketed that, and then he actually heroic leaps over here, getting me out of stealth. Now here I panic a little bit, and I don't know why I go for a re-stealth, and then I set the druid as my focus, so we're good now. So I open up on him, I blind him before he can vortex me, or whatever the heck that's called. He trinkets that, so I stun him there. We overlap CC a little bit right there with the silence. Now as soon as this goes down, or I guess close to the end of it, I open and I get stunned. This is a mistake by me because I need to make sure that I can get off a killing spree because it's my highest damage. Now we just pretty much finish him off. Right here I notice I'm taking too much damage, so what I do is I actually pop vial and cloak so that I take no damage, and I start regenerating my health, and then I just simply chase him down. And it's pretty cut and dry from here. We pretty much just get the kill. I pop a adrenaline rush so that I can get off a lot more damage in that time, and anything that he tries to hardcast, I'm going to interrupt or incapacitate him with, which I don't think he casted more than one thing. So there you guys have it. So here it is in full speed, and we're just going to I'm just showing you a little montage. I guess montage is sped up by 200%. How long we spent looking for this druid, because I mean it is worth it if you can land that 9-second CC on him. So yeah, I'll be quiet. Here we go. Enjoy. And our final video is going to be me and my rogue friend versus dual locks. Both afflictions, so both rot locks, and what we're going to have to do is just CC one and blow up the other one as best we can. And we decided to go on the one with the least amount of health. It's only by like I think 3k or something like that he has the least amount of health, or maybe 6k, I don't know. Here we just noticed them dropping an infernal, and then here in a second they're gonna drop another one. So infernal is a massive cooldown that actually stuns things that it lands on. So I mean it does make sense that they're calling them down, I guess, to some extent, because they're trying to get us out of stealth and stun us. You'll see the next one hit over by Graves here in just a second. I think whenever I turn around here, you see a hit right there. Yeah. So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna sit back and relax for a couple of minutes until both of those are gone, and then we're gonna open, because those things do a lot of damage. And I mean, if we wait 30 seconds or a minute, I don't remember how long their cooldown is. Not cooldown, but how long the spell's duration is, they'll end up going away. So anyway, they've both gone away, and so I sap him. We should immediately open, and we actually don't. However, this guy trinkets a 3-second sap that he's still in, and then we put him into a blind, and the blind sadly gets interrupted here right there, and so he turns around, but she does go back and actually stun him, and then I follow it up with a gouge. So now we're on him again, and I misclick my buttons, and I try to shoot him between the eyes, and I end up shooting our target instead, which is an accident, because it allows him to dot us up, and so now we just have to burst, and so we're going hard. She opens on him for a 4-second stun, which is a really smart idea, and then here in just a second I go over there to gouge him again, while all this time we're bursting him down. So there's the sap, or there's the gouge. We turn around, this guy dies, so we go back. I believe I pop Adrenaline Rush here any second, and this is pretty much the end. My partner actually dies because he's focusing her. He has no dots on me at all, not a single dot, or this may have been a very, very different battleground. We could have very well could have lost it, but luckily we get him below, I think, like 20% before she ends up dying, so my job is left to me being pretty easy. I just stun him and then done. So here you go. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, hopefully you learned something, hopefully I did a good job of explaining. I had to talk really fast at some parts just so that it would so that I'd be done saying what I wanted to say about one thing whenever another thing happened. And I still missed a few things, like in the very first clip I actually popped Blade Fury on accident, and I had to skip over that just because I wanted to point out those 2 cooldowns that he popped, stuff like that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you've seen any of my past videos, you know that I am still learning Rogue. I'm very new to the class, new to the spec, but it is a lot of fun to play, and I've been having a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys can see my growth as a Rogue, because I am working my butt off at this, and I will have plenty more Rogue videos coming out. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day.